Okay, in this tutorial, I want to discuss the pluses and minuses of using the overlay mode or the multiple curves layers techniques for dodging and burning. And I want to show you I want to start off with the overlay mode first. And what we did here is I created two sets of curves, actually two sets of dodge and burn areas. We have the curves function here, and then we have using the overlay mode. And again, the overlay mode is very simply creating a layer with 50% gray and putting it in overlay mode and painting with white or black. So we're going to do that. We're going to start with painting with white. I'm going to start dodging. I'm going to pick the areas over here. I'm not going to dodge this whole image. I'm just going to pick selected areas and do a quick once over. I'm not going to retouch this image fully. We saved all that for another tutorial or group of tutorials in the skin studies. So I'm just going to do a quick once over for dodging and burning. Right here, if I want to lighten this up, I'm going to bring this up a little bit. Now this is all well and good. The benefit of using this overlay mode is that it's all on one layer. All your dodging and burning is on one layer. It's convenient. Let me zoom in a little bit to see a little bit more. Very important to use multiple zooms when dodging and burning as well, because you can see things differently. Now if I want to burn a little bit, I hit X to change my foreground background, and I paint with black, which is going to burn in this area. So I don't have to use many keyboard functions other than changing the size of the brush and hitting X to go back and forth between dodging and burning, as I'm doing right now. Very simple approach, right? The only problem I have with using this technique is something I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to lighten this a little bit more. I'm going to go a little above and beyond. Exaggerate, because in some situations you have to dodge something quite a bit. So here's what we have. We now have the dodge and burn. Not bad. The only problem, and I don't know if you can see it with this monitor in this video, depending on your internet speed and what have you, but it actually alters the color in here. See, I don't know if you can see this. It dodged it just fine, but it actually changed the color. It dodged the color in addition to the luminosity. Now, granted, both techniques do that, but for some reason, the overlay mode, using that specific mode, alters the color a little bit more than dodging and burning with curves. So let's do the same thing, dodging and burning, using curves. Okay? And you guys be the judge. And if these tutorials aren't open enough for you, or don't solve your problems, or don't explain enough of what I'm trying to get across for which one's better, you should actually just practice with both of them. Try them both, without a doubt. Find your own way. You may actually find that the kind of photography that you work on or the retouching that you do doesn't require a great deal of depth as far as taking very dark areas and making them very light. I don't know. It's completely up to you. These are just techniques that I'm showing you that I have learned over the course of 15 years retouching professionally, in-house and in studios throughout New York, and now in Los Angeles. I'm actually working at a great studio in Los Angeles called Rocket that I freelance at from time to time to keep myself out of trouble. Great people over there. Anyway, I'm lighting and I'm darkening. Now I'm going to go a little above and beyond like I did in the overlay mode section. I'm going to make this nice and light. I normally wouldn't go this far in the dodging and burning, but I'm trying to prove a point. So now we have here is we have using the curves method and using the dodge and burn method in the overlay mode. Now, I don't know if you can see it again. It tends, this area over here, I didn't really lighten it very much, but it really altered the color. It really dulled out the color. The curve tends to keep it closer to the original color. If I would have a demo of an image that needed a great deal more, like for instance, if I went over here, let's actually do this. Let's put our money where their mouth is. Let's put this back and go to overlay mode. We have to change the contrast curve now so we can come down here to shadow. I'm going to create some contrast so I can see what I'm doing. A little less contrast. And I'm going to come over here using the overlay mode. I'm painting with white, as I discussed earlier. Oh, on the wrong layer. My bad. Let me go back over here. There we go. You have to pay attention. It even happens to the best of us. So, I'm dodging over here in more of a shadowy area. Here we go. And then maybe I'll switch to black because I want to smooth it out. I don't want to be so obnoxious with it. We need to be artists here, remember. We're like the CIA. We're like little spies. You're not supposed to be able to look at an image and see that it was retouched. That's your goal. All right, so here's the dodging and burning. This is using the overlay mode. And we hide this. And we go into curves mode. And get rid of these, hide these. I have to change this curve. I need to lighten the area, just like I did in the other one. Okay, there's my contrast curve. We go to the dodge area here, and I'm painting with white. I'm doing the same thing. Now the benefit is that the curve that I'm using is much smoother than just painting. The curve, if you'll notice the curve, is a nice smooth arc. So, excuse me, whatever's underneath it is going to be adjusted in a nice smooth arc as well, which probably is what helps with the color, maintaining the integrity of the color. Go to the burn layer, paint with white, clean up our little area over here. I'm not trying to be perfect. Don't think I'm trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to show you the differences here. Now, I hide this. Here is dodging and burning using curves. Here's dodging and burning using the overlay method. The color changes. The color seems to be a little more red here. I don't know if you can see it. The color has been altered here. Here, the color is much smoother. Back and forth again. One versus the other. One versus the other. Now don't pay attention to the dodging and burning itself, but pay attention to what I'm trying to show you, and that's the color, the way the color is actually changed. In a nutshell, that's the reason why I like to use the curves layer versus the overlay mode. You are welcome to use either one that you like. It is your life, it is your job, it is your career. I'm really here to show you techniques that will make your life a little bit easier. In the upcoming tutorials in the skin studies, we'll be really using the dodge and burn to work on skin, so pay attention to that. I hope these actually helped you. See you next time.